In this lecture, we're going to redirect the user if they log out. We're able to redirect the user if they're not authenticated by using navigation guards. One scenario we haven't accounted for is when the user logs out of the application. I'm currently logged in viewing the Manage page. If I log out, the user logged in state property is set to false. This update is reflected in the navigation menu. However, I'm still able to view the Manage page unless I navigate away or refresh the page. It would make sense to navigate the user away from pages that require them to be authenticated. Navigation guards won't be able to help us because they get executed when the route changes. We'll have to take a different approach if we want to redirect them. Open the header component inside your editor. In the script block, we're mapping the user store. The sign out action is what takes care of logging the user out from the application. When the user clicks on the logout link, we'll want to run this action along with redirecting the user. We can accomplish this by redirecting the user after they log out. To get started, let's modify the original solution for logging the user out. Inside the methods object, define a function called signout. Inside this function, we're going to run the signout action, which is accessible via the this.userStore object. We can execute action functions directly from the store object. Next, we'll redirect the user to the home page. Fortunately for us, we have access to the component's methods and properties. View will inject the router instance into every component. We can use it to redirect the user. We can access the router object through the this keyword. The method for redirecting the user is the push method. You have the option of passing in a string or an object. We'll pass in an object with the name property set to home. It's called push because that's what we're essentially doing. We're pushing the next path on top of the already visited paths. Keep in mind that we're using the History API. It keeps track of the paths the user has visited. This API allows the user to go back and forth between pages without having to refresh the page. This will work, but it isn't the ideal solution yet. The user should only be redirected if they're on a page that requires authentication. The question is, how do we know which route the user is on? Above the push function, we're going to log the $route object. The $route property will be an object of the current route. While not necessary, I'm logging the current route before the redirect so that we don't always see the same route information. Before moving forward, scroll to the template. The logout link must be modified. On the click event, change the expression to the signout method. Save your changes, log in, and navigate to the Manage page. Make sure the console is opened in the Developer Tools. If we press Logout, we'll be logged out and redirected to the home page. We're able to get the behavior we want so far. Inside the console, an object representing the previous route was logged. The property we care about is the name. We'll use this property to identify the route. You may also use the path, but I prefer to use names because they're more consistent. Back in the editor, we're going to comment out the console statement. Afterward, we'll surround the push function with a conditional block. We'll want to check if the route.name property is equal to manage. This condition will assure us that if the user logs out while on the Manage page, they will be redirected. Any other page, they will be able to stay on it. Let's give things a test. I'll quickly log in and revisit the Manage page. This time if we log out, we're redirected to the home page. Great. We've successfully solved the issue we had earlier. Redirecting the user is as simple as calling the push function. In the guards, we didn't have access to the router object, so that's why we had to use the next function instead. In most cases, you will generally want to use the router object to redirect the user.